Are we all ready? Sorry. Good morning, everybody. Are you ready to rock and roll? All right. We want to say thanks to Matt and Dennis for coming in and playing today.
Gonna be a bright, I said a bright, sunshiny day. Woo! I think I can make it now, the pain is gone. All of the bad feelings have disappeared. Woo! Here is the rainbow I've been praying. It's gonna be a bright, I said a bright, sunshiny day, baby. Look all around, there's nothing but blue sky. Look straight ahead, there's nothing but blue sky. I can see all obstacles in my way, yeah. Oh, baby, yeah. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright, oh, bright, sunshiny day. Oh, baby, it's gonna be a bright, oh, bright, sunshiny. It's a shiny day. Such a shiny day, yeah, shiny day, such a shiny day. Oh, oh, bright sun shining, bright sun shining. Oh, a sunshiny day. A bright, I said a bright sunshiny day.
We got another one for you. Here we go.
Even though I walk through the valley, sometimes it feels like I crawl through the valley, but I got a promise that I hold on tight to. I can't lose when I'm right beside you. Yeah, well, I know the plans you have for me when my cup is overflowing. So while I'm in the in-between, I'ma live my life knowing if I get down, you pick me up from the ground. You give me love that don't give out, giving no condition. You lift me up and up again now, no matter who surrounds. I let my hallelujah get loud like a freight train, sunshine or rain. You lift me up and up again. Ask me how I know you're gonna do it. You did it. Every time a blessing's coming to me, you did it. Pressure trying to make me turn away, forget it. Cause even on my worst day, if I get down, you pick me up from the ground. You give me love that don't give out, giving no condition. You lift me So while I'm in the in-between, I'ma live my life knowing if I get down, you pick me up from the ground. You give me love that don't give out, giving no conditions. You lift me up and up again now. No matter who surrounds, I'll let my hallelujah get loud like a freight train, sunshine or rain. You lift me up and up again, up and up again. Ask me how I know you're gonna do it. Every time a pressure's coming to me, yeah, you lift me up and up again.
All right, good morning, good morning. How did that feel? Woo! Woo! It's powerful music. Thank you, band. All right, good morning, everyone. We at Riverside Center for Spiritual Living acknowledge that we gather on the ancestral land of the Cahuilla, the Gabrielina Tongva, the Kizh, and the Pechenga peoples. We commit to live in right relations, to love our neighbors, to seek justice and loving kindness, and to walk humbly on this land. We recognize our oneness so that we may decolonize our minds and set each other free from the pain of racism and violence, to live better as Great Spirit intended, in harmony with nature and with one another. So again, good morning and welcome to the morning table. I am Reverend Sandra Prince. Love lives here at Riverside Center for Spiritual Living, where we belong. So I'd like to say hello to everyone joining us on live stream today, and those who are going to jump in the Zoom room after. Be sure to do that if you want your voice heard, if you want to speak into the room. We love that. So again, the people in this hall, this beautiful hall, please put your cell phones on silent so our time together can be spent uninterrupted. Now, let's ground ourselves in unity as we say our focus statement together. We embolden people to live their highest through the transformative power of love. Now, they're going to play some more music, but what I like is to you to stand up, shake a hand, or share a hug, and listen to this beautiful music.
Welcome to the table. Welcome to the conversation. You don't have to worry, just come on in. Welcome to the presence. Welcome to the family. You got have to hesitate. Come on in. Come on in. Sit down. I saw you peeking at the window. I bet you're wondering just what's going on. So quit just sneaking around. This is where you belong. So open up the doors now.
Welcome to the table. Welcome to the conversation. You don't have to worry, just come on in. Welcome to the presence. Welcome to the family. You know you don't have to hesitate. Just come on in. Come on in and sit down.
Take it, Jeffrey.
Now, did you notice all the love around you? And did you hear all the voices raised in the song? You get yourself dancing and singing along. So let your body move now. Welcome to the table. Welcome to the conversation. You don't have to worry, just come on in. Welcome to the presence. Welcome to the family. You know you don't have to hesitate. Just come on in. Come on in and get down to the beat now. Welcome, welcome, come on in. 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 Welcome, welcome, come on
Good morning, everybody. I am Joe Nelson, one of your licensed spiritual practitioners here at Riverside Center for Spiritual Living. I will be available after the morning table today in the lobby for a brief moment of prayer, should anyone desire that. Please don't leave here this morning with anything on your heart. I would absolutely love to pray with you and know that prayer works. There is a candle in the center of your table that I invite you to light with me right now. As we come together in conversation this morning, this candle is a reminder that when two or more are gathered, a greater wisdom is available to us. And we experience a deeper love, and our own light shines brighter. Now, please allow this music to take you into the silence, followed by this morning's invocation.
Deeper and deeper I surrender. Deeper and deeper I surrender to this love. Deeper and deeper I surrender. Deeper and deeper I surrender to this love. There's nowhere I have to go, no one I have to be, nothing I have to do but gently deeper and deeper I surrender. Deeper and deeper I surrender to this love. Deeper and deeper I surrender. Surrender to this love. There's nothing I need to hold on to, nothing I need to give to you, nothing I have to do but gently breathe. Deeper and deeper I surrender. Deeper and deeper I surrender to this love.
Deeper and deeper, I open up and surrender to this power and this presence, this universal consciousness, a consciousness of love, a presence of love, of peace. It's a power I call God that meets everybody, everyone, everywhere, all its creations, right where they're at. In times both joyous and painful, it is a presence that is always there, existing in every point in space and time, all the time, knowing, being, created, ever expanding, yet not absorbed by its own creation. In this knowing, I know that I am unified with this power, this spirit, with God. And as I speak this truth for myself, I speak this truth for each and every divine soul present here and now. Knowing that I am a transparency for the divine, spirit made flesh, a microcosm of the great macrocosm, living, moving, and having my being in God. And I declare right here and now that this Spirit blesses this place and this space and this service, opening us up in complete receptivity and love and knowing to the message to be delivered here today. And I know that from this time and this place and this space, much good, much abundance will flow, elevating each and every soul here to the highest and best good possible. And in this knowing, I express my gratitude, deep thanks to the knowingness of this truth that sets us free as I release my word now into the law of universal mind and action. I let it be so, thy will be done, and so it is.
If you think there's nothing new under the sun, if it's possible, it's already been done. If you think the stage has all been set, well, think again. You ain't seen nothing yet. The sun will come up with a wave of your hand. You're smack dab in the middle of the promised land. It all turned out just the way you planned. Believe that you will see it. If you think you finally made your bed, then there's nothing down that road and you ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing, 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 and you ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing yet. Come on.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Jabel. Thank you, David. And thank you, Dennis. Great having you guys here. As always, good morning. I am Jeff Ryan, the senior minister here at Riverside Center for Spiritual Living, where we know that love lives here. Absolutely, yes. Yes. All right, and we set our focus statement this morning. Yes. Yes. Well, we're talking about holy experiments this morning. Holy experiments, Batman. Right? Yeah. I know when I first heard it, I'm like, yeah, I have to add Batman to the end of that because it's just incomplete without Batman at the end of it. Those of us of a certain age might understand that a little bit better. I can't believe that I'm saying those of us of a certain age. However, Eddie and I did celebrate our birthdays last week. So, and yes, today is the 8th day of Jeffmas, so we still have 4 more days of Jeffmas to go. And we've had a great time seeing shows. We saw Hadestown. We saw Tina. Well, we saw Tina, not Tina Turner, because she has moved on to the great beyond. But we saw the show based on her life, and that was a lot of fun too. Plus, we've just been having a great time. And last night we went and saw Fantashies, which is the local drag show that's done every year here in Riverside, and that was amazing. So we had a great time. So we're having an awesome time celebrating our birthdays. Because, thanks. Because, each one of us is an individualized expression of the one life, right? Individualized expression of the divine, individualized expression of God. So how are you any different than anybody else? So why don't you celebrate your life like the king or queen that you are, right? And everybody else should celebrate you too, the way I look at it. I'm like, so that's why I have Jeffmas. And like I said, I celebrate Jeffmas Eve. And because Adam came before Eve, we celebrate Jeffmas Adam as well. So, I mean, some people have a birthday month. I don't need a month. I just need about 14 days. And if you've been following on Facebook, you've seen that we've crammed a lot into those 14 days. And Eddie's sister and her husband and our niece and hopefully at some point our nephew, her boyfriend, came out. And so we spent the week prior to that, we spent Eddie-mas at Disney and California Adventure and Hollywood and Laguna Beach and the Queen Mary. So we've been living it up and celebrating for quite a bit. And my knees are a little tired today because we walked over 30 miles in that week. So my knees are going, no, yeah. So yes, I'll be in the pool tomorrow, Sally. I promise I'll be in the pool. Yes. So, all right. So there we are. So let's get to the holy experiment. I know I sent the email out late. I'm bad. Sorry. How many of you read it, though? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not even my husband read it. 6. That's right. There we go. He was celebrating Jeffmas. That's the excuse. Love it. So if you read the email, you know that as a kid, I loved science class. Science was so much fun. And the reason why I loved science class is I loved the experiments. I loved getting in there and like trying to figure out why and making the magnets connect and, playing with Bunsen burners and chemicals and seeing what kind of reactions there would be. And the teacher always knew what the result of the experiment was going to be because, they're the teacher. And the idea is that you have a controlled experiment, especially when you have a lot of pubescent and prepubescent children that you're teaching. You want to have a controlled experiment, right? But what was so beautiful about that is even though they knew what the results were going to be, we didn't know what the results were going to be. And so we learned through practicing, through experimenting, through trying, through trial and error, what the physical laws or the mechanical laws of the universe are. And we got discovered those for ourselves so that we then learn, and then we know that when you mix ammonia and bleach, you could die, right? There's a highly likelihood you could die if you mix those two. But when you learn these things, you're also learning how the reactions, how the cause and effect work in the physical realm, right? And you're learning them and you're applying them, and so that you know that when you go to flip on a light switch, beep, what's going to happen? The lights are going to come on, right? If I jump off the table, what's going to happen? I'm not going to float to the ceiling. I'm going to land on my butt on the floor, right? And because of gravity, right? So you learn these things, you discover these things, and then you learn and then you apply them for yourself. And then you realize that, like, I don't have to think about it anymore because I know that if I jump off the table, I'm not going to fly, I'm going to land. And depending on how I land, I could hurt myself or I couldn't, right? Same thing with the use of electricity. How am I using the electricity? If I'm sticking a knife into the electrical outlet, what's going to happen? Bad things happen. I'm going to get shocked, right? However, if I put a grounded plug in there for the fan or the TV, what's going to happen? It's going to work. It's going to function because I'm doing what? I'm obeying the law that governs electricity. I'm using it for the good. I'm using it for the intention with which it was created, right? In a way that is positive, in a way that is useful for me. If I stick the knife in and get electrocuted or get shocked, am I using the law to my benefit? Not so much, right? So, no, not really. So, unless what? It's a lesson to be learned. Oh, yes. Another fine growth opportunity, right? Because what happens is we're experimenting with it, right? We're experimenting. So when we experiment, we learn whether we are confirming our idea or we learn that, okay, that didn't work, so let me try something different, right? Basic scientific method, right? We form a hypothesis, we test the hypothesis, we collect the data, and then we make decisions based on that, and we reach a conclusion on that. And if we don't like what we reach the conclusion on, we form another hypothesis, we try another experiment, we collect more data, and so on, right? So this thing that we practice here at Centers for Spiritual Living is called the science of mind. So who knew that there was science in science of mind? Right? Ernest Holmes did. And so what we discover in science, the science of mind, science is a methodical study of a subject, right? It's a methodical study of a subject. And mind actually means consciousness. So what the science of mind is it's actually the methodical study and application of consciousness. Do I need to say that again? Yes. Okay. So science of mind is actually the methodical study and application science of mind, consciousness. So it's the methodical study of consciousness. Pretty cool, huh? Guess what other faith tradition uses that same word, science of mind? Anybody want to guess? Buddhism. Buddhism is also referred to as a science of mind, a study of consciousness. Pretty cool. Yeah. So the way that we approach science of mind, the way that we approach spiritual law then, or metaphysical law, is we do apply the scientific method to it. In other words, if we don't like what we're experiencing, what do? We formulate a hypothesis. All right, so what can I do differently? Then what do? We test it out. We experiment with it. And based on that experimentation, we collect the data points, and then we draw a conclusion. So what are we doing? We are trying to prove the hypothesis through our experimentation. You breathing? I know we kind of went science-y. Ooh, right? But we're proving our hypothesis. So back in 2008, I was searching for community. I was searching for connection. I was searching for a deeper understanding because I had closed one door on my life and was now open to a greater possibility, a new idea. And I was missing my community, my spiritual community that I had had prior. And so I went church shopping. And I had heard of this thing when I lived in Seattle called CSL with Kathy Ann Lewis. And when I was living in Seattle, I was involved with the Unitarian Universalists. So I didn't need Kathy Ann then because I had something. I had a community. But I had heard of this CSL before, and I said, okay, well, that's an opportunity, that's an option. And I also went to the Unitarian Universalist Church there in Greater Las Vegas, and their speaker the day that I went was the head of the Las Vegas Motor Pool, talking about how green they were going with their bus fleet and their motor, all their cars. I'm like, cool. But at the time, not really what I'm looking for in a community for spirituality, though maybe they were a precursor for a green faith, right? So I ended up at CSL, and I walked through the doors, and I had the response a lot of people have. I cried for the first 3 weeks, right? Because I had found my people, I had found my home. And I jumped into classes right away, and what I noticed in the classes is that my teachers, every last one of them was like, here's some tools, here's the principles, try them for yourself, see what works. And take what works, throw out the rest, right? Now these people, just like my science teachers, knew what was going to happen if I did the experiments, and I did the experiments correctly. If I followed the methodology and I did the experiments, they knew what would happen, but I had to discover it for myself. And lo and behold, I did, and my life changed. Gone was the scarcity thinking. The law supported me in abundance, prosperity. Gone was the loneliness and lack of community, and the law supported me in finding my beloved husband, finding friends. Gone was the doubt, the wondering what if, the woe is me, the want, poor me. And what was replaced was the law replaced it with empowerment, with faith, because I learned how to use the law, just like I learned how to use electricity as a kid. I learned how to use the law, the spiritual law, the law that is back of all, for my benefit and for my good. And that is what we offer here at Riverside Center for Spiritual Living. That's what we offer. We offer a way of life. It's called a faith, a philosophy, and a way of life. It's right here on the cover of The Science of Mind. A philosophy, a faith, a way of life. Right? We offer the opportunity to take our lives and create a laboratory with our lives, a laboratory of learning, a laboratory of study, a laboratory of methodical study and application of consciousness and how we apply our consciousness to our lives so that we can then make changes in our lives. If we don't like the way something's going, guess what? We can change it. Not just changing our thinking, but changing our belief about it. Changing our feelings about it, changing our perspective about it. We get to experiment. Hey, that didn't work this time, so let me try that again, but with a different take on it. Maybe instead of that affirmation, let me try this affirmation. Maybe instead of the way I was praying before, I try spiritual mind treatment. Maybe instead of the guided meditation I was using, maybe I try visioning instead. We get to try and experiment and play and see what works and see what works for us. And we learn and we grow. And in this, we then prove to ourselves, the more we practice, we then prove to ourselves that, hey, you know what? How many of you have said it? This stuff works. This stuff works. I'm sure many of you sitting in this room and sitting there at home have said, whoa, this stuff really works. Because it does. When we believe it, when we relax into it, when we practice it. Oh, practice. Yeah, dirty word, practice. I'd rather just sit here and listen to you talk. Why do you want me to practice it? Because practicing is the only way you get to Carnegie Hall. Practicing is the only way you can prove it to yourself. Practicing is the only way that you can build your faith and demonstrate your faith in the principle of cause and effect, in the principle of spiritual law. That is the only way you will ever understand it. You might understand it here in your brain, and then you go to Costco. Yeah. And then all of that theoretical knowledge that you have goes right out the window. Yesterday they were sampling strawberries. How many of you have never tasted a strawberry before? Didn't think so. Right? We've all tasted strawberries before, right? But yet there they are sampling strawberries, creating crowds around strawberries. Breathe. And then I come back to center because I've studied, I've practiced science of mind principles. I no longer get wrapped around the axle because somebody is trying strawberries and creating a crowd when Eddie and I just want to get in and get out. They were good, by the way. Nice and ripe and sweet. Oh, so good. I mean, while you're there, might as well, right? So I want to share with you a reading. I know, I never do that. But I want to share with you a reading from Science of Mind. It is the 4th chapter. I'm not going to read you the whole chapter, but I am going to read you a good chunk of it because it is talking exactly about, it's called How to Use It. So how to use this. So if we are going to experiment with our lives, we really have to understand how to use it and how Ernest Holmes talks about how to use it. Make sense? Sound good? You ready for it? All right. Here we go. As I turn to my little Spam Musubi tabby there. Okay. One of the great difficulties in the new order of thought is that we are likely to indulge in too much theory and too little practice. As a matter of fact, we only know as much as we can prove by actual demonstration. Jeffrey just said that, didn't he? That which we cannot prove may or may not be true, but that which we can prove certainly be and is the truth. Of course, the theory of any scientific principle goes beyond its application at any given stage of the unfoldment of that principle and the evolution of its accomplishments. If this were not true, there would be no progress in any of the sciences. The sciences are objectively real to us only insofar as we demonstrate them, and until demonstrated, they are suppositional, so far as practical results are concerned. If there is any field of research where practical application is necessary, it is in the metaphysical field. The reason being that the principle of metaphysics seems less tangible to the average person than does the principle of the other sciences. As a matter of fact, all principles are intangible, but the world at large has not yet come to consider that the principle of mental practice, of consciousness practice, in the same light that it considers the other given principles of life and action. Its apparent intangibility is lessened whenever and wherever anyone actually demonstrates the supremacy of spiritual thought force over apparent material resistance. There is no doubt about the immutability and the availability of the law. The law is infinite. It is right where we happen to be at any given time. Just like electricity, just like gravity. It occupies all space and fills everything with differentiations of itself. You and me. The law also flows through us because it flows through everything. And since we exist, it must flow in and through us as well. This is the crux of the whole matter. Infinite and immutable as the law is, ever present and available as it must be, the potential, possibility, and human probability, it must flow through us in order to manifest for us. How are we doing so far? Good? We're understanding? Questions, comments, concerns, emotional outbursts? No? Okay, we're going to continue then. It has been proved that thinking correctly and by a conscious mental use of mind, we can cause it to do definite things for us, through us. Because by conscious thinking, we give conscious direction to it, and it, consciously or unconsciously, responds to our advance along the line of our conscious or subjective thought, subjective direction. It must and will respond to everyone, just like electricity does, just like gravity does. Because it's a law, and the law is no respecter of persons. We are surrounded by an intelligent force and substance from which all things come, the ultimate essence in the invisible and subjective world of all visible and objective forms and conditions. It is around us in its original state, ready and willing to take the form through the impulse of our creative belief. It works for us by flowing through us. This law we did not create. This law we cannot change. We can use it correctly only as we understand and how to use it according to its nature. And here's one of the favorite lines of the entire Science of Mind text that I absolutely love. Hence, it follows that if we believe that it will not work, it's really working by appearing not to work. And when we believe that it cannot and will not, then, according to principle, it does not. Excuse me. But when it does not, it actually still does. Excuse me. But when it doesn't work, it actually still does. Does that make sense? Because it's done unto us as we believe. So if we believe that the law won't work, then it appears not to work. Because we have used our consciousness to say it doesn't work. But in saying it doesn't work and it appearing not to work, it's really working. Because it's demonstrating that it doesn't work for you. And so it is this misuse of the law that we experience as sin. That sin is actually a mistake or a misuse of law. And so then we appear to be, or we experience what feels like punishment for the misuse. So back to the electricity example. I'm not sinning, or I am sinning, I'm misusing the law if I stick the knife into the outlet. And I suffer the consequences of that, right? Same thing, if I misuse the spiritual law, if I misuse the spiritual law, thank you. If I misuse the spiritual law, then I suffer the consequences of that as well, right? But the moment I stop misusing the law, the moment I pull the knife out of the electrical socket, then the punishment or the effect ceases, right? Same thing with spiritual law or mental law or conscious law. The moment I stop and I redirect and I do something different, I experiment with a different idea or a different thought, I have a new thought, then the punishment, if you will, stops. The punishment is actually just the effect of the cause. That's all it is. So we get to experiment with a new cause to create a new effect, right? If we don't change and experiment or try something different, then we keep getting the same results that we always got, which is one of the definitions of insanity. Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, right? So the opportunity that we have here, my beloveds, is when you are experiencing something in your life that you want to change, you have the opportunity to experiment with a new idea and a new thought. So while I fix this with a new idea and a new thought and a cough drop and some water, I'm going to send you to tables where you'll discuss these 3 questions. Excuse me. You can read them there. They're on your table too. I'm not going to read them to you. Go. Okay. So I invite you to everybody stop, take a breath, stop and take a breath, including my mother online. Stop and take a breath. I can hear her voice coming through the computer. All right, so now you have 2 minutes to share what you would like prayer for this week. Remember, this is not a story. It is just simply what it is that you would like prayer for, or what it is that you would like your table mates to hold in consciousness for you this week. 2 minutes and go. Thirty seconds. 30 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off. All right. Can I have everybody's attention, please? Hello. Moshe Moshe, hello. Hola. Debbie, we'll start with you.
No.
All right, let's focus
Should I
on
pass it as
Debbie
per
here.
our plan? Oh, my gosh. So we had a great conversation. We talked about the power of prayer and how that's always an experiment that, you're always testing and loving the results. We talked about how sometimes for the second one, what have you learned by getting results that were different from what you expected? We just figured that it means that we didn't know what we needed, but Spirit heard.
Uh-huh.
And that's about it. What else? What am I forgetting, table?
That's great.
Okay.
That's great what you got there so far. All right. Helen?
Okay, for us, what principles have you proven to yourself and how did you demonstrate them? One of the things was it is done to you as you believe, and
Can you hold the mic a little closer, please?
demonstrating have been within the home, finances, and careers, and then the other is the power of our words and thoughts and how that is expressed in our mood as well as our lives. And what have you learned by getting results that were different from your expectation? And that is releasing the control and seeing the beauty despite the difference and being grateful for the blessing. And what are you being invited to experience within your life now? And I guess it was acceptance for those who have different viewpoints than you, and I guess seeing the God in them despite their actions.
Great. Thank you. Thank you. All right, Marcy, I'm coming to you. Uh-oh. So, folks, family, this is Marcy. Marcy, say hi to Marcy. Marcy is a ministerial intern. She is currently at the School of Spiritual Leadership in San Diego. So she joined us today to say hi and see what we do differently. So I'm curious, Marcy, what you and your table talked about and any thoughts you might have.
I didn't know there was going to be a pop quiz. Come on.
Not asking you to pray.
No, this was, first of all, this was a really cool experience. I really enjoyed this. It feels like when Reverend Jeff and I talked before, I had mentioned that, when people come into our center and they're like, how do you make connections? I was like, well, classes are usually the best way. And he started talking about this, and it is. It's a very it's the same vibe, right? Because you get to know people. Anyway, I'm telling you things you already know, obviously. Yeah. But it's really cool as a new person here. I think there was a consensus at our table specifically around question number 2. What have you learned by getting results that were different from your expectations? There were a few of us that were like, I just need to let go. Like, I personally need to calm down, all right? Everything's a disaster, and I got a bit of over-planning, and no, it's not. It's fine. But there was, some stuff around, you stress out, or if you are focusing on what's going wrong instead of focusing on gratitude, and what happens if you focus on gratitude instead, and how much that can change your life. And it was interesting to me that although all of the specifics were different, the general kind of vibe was very similar. The stuff we all go through.
Great. Thank you, Marcy. Appreciate it. All right. So, your homework tomorrow. You ready? Yeah, okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay, good. So, your homework for this week, what I want you to do is I want you to, it's here on the screen. What I want you to do is I want you to pick an area of your life that, or something that you want to experience change in, and then I want you to write an affirmation, okay? An affirmation is a short, one sentence, one breath. There are no commas, there are no semicolons, there is nothing like that. It is not 3 sentences. An affirmation is one sentence that you can say in one breath. Good? All right, so an affirmation, of course, is positive, powerful, present tense, and personal. So you're going to write an affirmation. Then what you're going to do with that affirmation is you're going to recite it out loud every morning for 2 minutes. So if you have to go to the bathroom to do that, or wherever you need to go, you're going to recite it for 2 minutes. Then make note of what you're experiencing, what you're feeling after those 2 minutes. Go about your day and notice throughout your day where or how that affirmation is showing up for you, or where or how it's being demonstrated. So that when you come back to home, or you come back at the end of your day, make note of that too. We're doing a science log, people, right? So you're doing an experiment log. And so make note of where you experienced it that day, or how you experienced it, if you experienced it, what you're noticing throughout the day. Then you're going to do that same affirmation 2 minutes out loud before you go to bed, and then go to sleep. So you're going to do this all week long, and at the end of the week, I invite you to collect your data points and see what has transpired, what has shifted or transpired throughout the week doing this scientific experiment. Okay? And then I invite you to share your conclusion or share your results in our Facebook group. Okay? Sound good? Yep, we understand? All right, perfect. So, my beloveds, as was mentioned, spiritual mind treatment, we do our spiritual mind treatment again and again and again and again until, as Ernest Helm said, there's a demonstration. So if you're not seeing a demonstration, you get to do it again, and maybe you shift it up a little bit and then do it again, and then shift it up a little bit and do it again, and until you get the demonstration. Okay? We're good? All right. So, have fun this week. Experiment. Your life is your laboratory. Enjoy it. Play. Play creates the curiosity, it creates the learning, it creates the newness. Tap back into your inner child, the one who was playing, who was curious about life. Tap back in and allow them to share this practice with you. And so it is.
It's the purest form
Thank you, Rev Jeff.
You.
Rev Jeff was telling us that it takes, how do you get to Carnegie Hall?
Practice.
Practice?
Practice.
All right. So we need to practice. Practice these spiritual principles. Just be the embodiment of it. All right. So now it's time for our conscious contributions,
Which is another practice.
which is another practice. Your conscious contribution to this center allows us to continue all our wonderful works. One of the easiest ways to give is to via text to give. Just send a text message to 951-419-5858 with the amount that you wish to contribute. You can also go to our website, riversidecsl.org, and click on the link in the upper right-hand corner under the tab Contribute. For those in this beautiful sanctuary, there's a more traditional way that you can do it. You can place your contributions in the silver vessel on your table. But before we do that, we're going
Go
to
ahead and do that.
put our hands on our contribution on our heart and extend our hand forward towards that vessel as we say our affirmation together. I give and receive freely and generously with an open heart and an open mind. The universe responds to me in kind. I know that my beloved community is richly blessed, and so it is. And while the ushers are coming forward and taking care of that, we will do some announcements. And Frank, we'll have your announcement when you come up. But the first announcement is we have a workshop today. We have a workshop today. Oh, well, it switched up on me. Gourmets for Good. I don't know about you, but I had a wonderful time last year and the year before that with Gourmets for Good. So we're giving you another opportunity to become a host. You have until April 26th to sign up. Please sign up. I want to spend time with you. I want outside of here, and I want to get to know you better. And the way we do that is that we extend ourselves for Gourmet for Good. So please sign up. You have until April 26th, and then we will. All right, next announcement.
So hold on.
Hold on.
So who here has been to a Gourmets for Good before? Look at all these hands, right? How fun were they?
Fun.
They were funner than that. But at any rate, right? So we want to continue to have fun. And being in this space, we don't have a home base other than on Sundays. So the way we have a even bigger home base is we come to your place or we go out together into the world and we have fun together, usually around food.
Yes,
right?
Food's good.
So there's been baseball, there's been golf, there's been blue zones, there's been wineries, there's been chocolate stuff.
There's been comedy.
What?
Obon.
Obon, yes, there's been Obon as well. So there's been all kinds of, there's been Hula for Health. There's been all kinds of fun activities. But guess who creates these fun activities?
We do.
Not Reverend Jeffrey, not Reverend Sanja. For the community, no, the community creates these. So we need your support, we need your help to think about creating an event. It's super fun. It's super fun. All right. Now we'll go to the next one.
Next announcement.
Is we're going to the work.
As we're going to the work. We have a lovely workshop today called The Work, and it's of Byron Katie, and that's going to be facilitated by Kathleen, which is a friend of RCSL. She is Leslie's sister. Let's give her a hand.
Right over here.
We want to have the experience of doing this work that we talk about every week. This is another opportunity to dive into the teachings of Byron Katie and learn that too for yourself and practice it. So great opportunity. Please stay after 12:45. Right here is by love donation. So please give of yourself.
And we will be right over there where Kathleen is seated. So what we'll do is we'll clear the tables like we always do, and then we're going to move right over there, and we're going to start the workshop as soon as we're done. Sound good? So the work of Byron Katie is an amazing, simple, but not easy, right? Simple, but not easy work that really dives down to and gets to the root cause of things and then creates a shift. So talk about the practicing of diving deeper, going within, studying that consciousness, and then shifting your consciousness and coming out the other side. Beautiful work. So we encourage all of you to please stay, because Kathleen was one of 20 hand-picked students to be certified originally in Byron Katie's work. So she is intimately involved and intimately knows the work intimately. And she's used this work with young moms, incarcerated young moms, to help them move through and change their outlook for the better and change their lives and the lives of their families. And she's used it in other places too. But you will not have, other than working with Byron Katie herself for thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars, you will not have a better opportunity to do the work than with Kathleen. So please come and spend time with that. And then our last one here before we bring up Frank is on May 6th. We have the National Day of Prayer, and Reverend Sanja and I will be participating in that. That will be at the Culver Center in downtown Riverside at 6:30. So many of you have attended that before, so we invite you to come back and attend that again. And Frank has our last announcement, and then we will close out.
Come forward, Frank.
Here you go, sir.
Man, wake up. Mike, will you join me up here? My announcement is very simple. Get involved, okay? And since I facilitated, I asked my brother Mike to come up here and talk about it. If he missed something, I will then figure it up. We'll make it work.
First of all, I want to thank Frank, my friend, my mentor, my role model. I tell him that every week. Because he heads the Wednesday men's group, which has been, how many years have we been doing this now? About 4 or 5? But it's a great opportunity to get together and go even deeper on the questions we talk about on Sunday, the morning table. And, right now we're doing something very special. We're doing visioning for our new home. And there's a core group of us that get together every week, and we'd like to expand that and invite all you men to come and join us. Or even if you're not a man, you can participate in visioning with us. And so, it's been great. Also want to give a plug for my group, the Green Faith group that started as a spirit group years ago. You're all welcome to join that. We read books together on the environment, on what's going on with climate change. We share good news about the environment, and it's really a great time that we have. Tuesdays at 7, Wednesdays at 7 for the men spirit group. Anything else, Frank? Okay.
All right, great.
Hey, just be there.
Just be there. All right. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate you both. All right, so I invite our core council and our leadership council and our practitioners and ministers and visiting practitioners and ministers to please stand and surround the space as we come together in consciousness, as we come together in prayer. So just turning within, I recognize here and now there is just this one power and presence that is back of all things. It is the thing itself. It is undifferentiated substance. It is source. It is supply. It is all that there is, moving and creating of itself, through itself, as itself, all of life and all of creation. Therefore, I know that I am inseparable from it. There's nothing else for me to be other than this one life made manifest in individualized form, that I am the divine emanation and impartation of this one life. And as I know that this is true of me, I know that this is true of all gathered here this day, that each one is one with the one. Each one is a demonstration, a manifestation, an impartation of the one life. Each one is an individualized expression of life, of love, of power, of presence, of joy, of harmony, of peace, of unity, of oneness, of abundance. This is true for each one here and now. And so I speak my word for this beloved community, Riverside Center for Spiritual Living, knowing that we practice together. We use the life that we've been given to experiment, to grow, to learn, to evolve through play, through curiosity, with joy and harmony. We stay open at the top, available to inspiration, available to new ideas. These seedlings that Ernest refers to as being planted, needing nurturance and taken care of. That each one of us is able to speak our word, the word of the divine, because the one mind is our mind right here and right now. And so just as it is done in the macro, it is done in the micro. So I place this word into law, giving thanks for its fulfillment, trusting and knowing beyond a shadow of a doubt that it always works. It always says yes. I give thanks for this knowledge. I give thanks for this deep understanding. I give thanks that this is the way I choose to live my life in accordance with divine law. So I release this word into that law, knowing it is done, knowing it is so. I let it be, and together we say, and so it is. So I invite everybody to stand and let's say our affirmation together. I trust spirit in every experiment. Let's try that again. I trust spirit in every experiment. Now like you mean it. Spirit in every experiment. Wonderful. Something wonderful is happening through me right now. It is this thing called love. Love is in my mind. Love is in my body. Love is in everything I do. I am it. I share it. I receive it. And I move love forward because love lives here. Happy Sunday. Let's sing.
I
Happy Sunday. And
you,
so
Dennis. Thank
as
you,
we clean things